not, it means it's turned off. So quite simple in that sense. Okay, so first scenario is that a question is given, and based on the question you would like to vote on it. It's okay to think aloud in this also.
What would I like to vote on?
You would like to vote on player red.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts and what do you do here?
I press red. Should I?
Yes. Okay. And this is what happens on the screens. And what goes through your head now that you see that it's
okay, you said when it's red, it means it's on, so now it's blinking. Which I mean, I selected that Carsten or whatever.
Great. You now find out that you would rather vote on blue actually.
Yeah.
What do you do and what are your thoughts now?
Well, I either immediately press blue, or I first press red to turn it off, and then press blue. Should I try? Okay. Just press blue.
Okay. What do you think makes most sense in this case of those two options that you presented here?
Just pressing blue. That would be easiest.
Okay. Before I told you that it's possible to revote.
Yeah.
Were you aware that it was possible to revote?
Not until you said it.
Okay.
But I figured out that like each player takes a turn at voting who they want to vote on, and then as soon as I've pressed, goes to the next one, press. And
well, everyone actually votes on the same time.
At the same time.
And you have some time limit.
Okay, so in that time limit you can decide all.
What do you think of the way that the LED blinks to indicate that to have selected this?
Pretty easy, I guess. If I could improve it in a way where like this would be the different colors of the different players, so that when I press blue, the blue one starts blinking, or the orange one starts blinking. Something like that to give more an indication on actually who you voted on.
Yes. Okay. What? Let me just see here. How do you think you could improve that to show that it's possible to revote in this case? If you have any suggestions.
Maybe you could have like a little message that says like, or the timer, for example, if you have like 10 seconds to vote. There's a timer running down, and there's a little message that says, "Are you sure?" And then you can, when you press blue, it says, "Are you sure?" And then it keeps saying "I'm sure" until the time goes out. Then, depending on what you pressed, you.
Great. We'll take second scenario. I'll have you turn around 180 degrees real quick so I can open up this fancy code.
Nice wall.
Yes, definitely is. Okay. Second scenario is ready. The question here is to all the players. Who does player blue think is the most beautiful in the world? Of these players.
Of these players.
You think that Carsten is beautiful in this case. What are your thoughts in how the LEDs look and the question, and what do you do?
So I have to say who I think he thinks is the most beautiful one, and which I think is Carsten again. Then I press, because I can't pick blue, which also shows on the screen. I press red to show who he thinks, who I think he thinks is.
What do you think of the way that the LEDs indicate that this player cannot be voted on?
Well, that was pretty simple to see. I mean, all the others are available, and when that one's just, not blinking or white or anything, it pretty much shows, by the way, you can't do this.
Great. Then we have the third scenario, which is the last one. I'll just have you turn around again. Yes. All right. in this last scenario, you are only playing 3 in total, and the question here is about shoe size. Who has the biggest shoe size?
Yeah.
In this case, you think that yourself actually has the biggest shoe size. That is player green. What do you do in this case? And what are your thoughts on the current AD status?
Well, I can see that I'm only playing against red and orange because all the other players are, I guess, eliminated from the game, and I think I have the biggest shoes, so I press myself, which is green.
Okay. A new player joins your party, and all of a sudden another LED turns on. You would actually rather vote on. What are your thoughts on what just happened? What do you do?
Well, I use the same thing as I did the first time, where I changed my mind, and then I press yellow to change the vote for myself too. That's it.
Great. Yeah, that scenario is now over. What do you think of the way the LED button or the LED lights indicate whether the players are available or not to vote on?
I like the way how you can see. I mean, you'd be pretty stupid if you don't get that the white is unavailable. But I think an improvement would be to have them in the color according to the player. So
if the LEDs are in the color that the players are, do you think it would be necessary to have the buttons the same, provided that the buttons are just below the LEDs, for example?
if you do it like that, where you just have like a line of red LEDs and then the color buttons, you could also do it like that, but it's just that you kind of there's like 2 areas which you have to focus on, and you kind of have to like match so that okay, that's that one, so that must be yellow. Where if you had it on a line, like right on top of the buttons, it'd be easier to say okay, yellow.
Great. Well, would you in that case, what would you prefer, that the buttons that you press are colored, or that the LEDs are colored and the buttons are generic, or that both are colored?
I think if they both were colored, that would work pretty good. But if I had to choose one or the others, I would say that it's better if the buttons are colored instead of the LEDs.
Okay. What let me just yeah. Well, so last question will be, if the LEDs were to be the same color, for example, due to high expenses for different colors, what color do you think would work best for the LEDs?
If all the LEDs were the same color.
Yes.
Either red or green, I think would be the best. Just because I think that's the one who would stand most out and be clearer to see. Yeah, I would preferably red. I would pick over green.
Okay.
One of those 2.
Yeah. Great. Thanks for the test. We have Salif. If you